Pleasant morning to one and all. I'm Dr. Sumitra, an associate professor from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Today, we are going to discuss about a directory structure in file system. The directory is all about the deep is a folder which can state that a data structure which is used to keep track of all files and the file system which helps you to organize and provide an interface to the storage. We can ask questions: why do we have 1,000 files on our system, and how do you find quickly specific file quickly? Very simple with a basic analogy, comparing your directories to the library catalogs or filling a cabinets. The disk volume and the concept, where the basic key points behind this is all about: the disk is a physical storage medium, and the partition is a logical division of the disk. The volume is a partition with a file system, and a rapid where you have a raw versus a formatted volume type of a table. And the visuals which we shows all your diagram of the disk partitioning, volume, and the file system. The typical file system organization, it illustrates you your files and the directories are arranged hierarchically. Basically, we can discuss the metadata stored about each file's name, size, types, permissions, and so on. Visually, you can use your layered diagram, user level to the hardware level access. The different types of file systems we have a general purpose like XT4, NTFSC, and FAT32, UFC, and ZXFC. The main special purpose of FCs were your Solaris, which is a basic example, TFPFS, which is a RAM based, and ProFS, which is an interface with the kernel processors, OBJFS on CTFS or LOFS for debugging symbolic access. The basic, the questions: why do we need so many different files in one operating system? The basic analogy, like having a different drawers for a cloth and documents, tools in our cupboards. The directory operations is where the list of operations like you creating or a touching, deleting, a RAM, renaming, WMV, and searching of a files by using find, locate, and traversing by means of CDs, LS, and your passwords. When we consider the student activity, you can also make your students to try make directories, CDs, LS, and passwords in a Linux terminal. The directory structures we can see in detail. We can have a simple level directories, and we have a multi-level directories, and so on. The first thing is about a single level directory. All files in one directory which is issues no grouping or a file name collisions. The basic example like throwing all your files into one big folder. And a two-level directory is all about the one directory per user, and each user has a unique namespace. Example, each student in a classroom as a separate locker. The basic pros and the cons is all about: we have a better organization, no inter-user grouping. The tree structure directory is where we have an hierarchical directories which contains a subdirectories. Logical grouping, efficient searching. The basic example is file explorers on Windows or a Linux. The commands base cd, home, user document, and MV drives new folders of rm bold files.txt. Acyclic graph directories is where allowing all the sharing of files directories using a link of aliases. Example, shared Google Drive folders, symbolic hard links, challenges like dangling of folders, pointers, which is shared file which is deleted. The basic solution is a back pointer or entry hold count, daisy changing. A general graph director is where it's like an acyclic but allows a more complex files, and so on. This is what the acyclic is all about. And the general graph directory is like acyclic, it allows your cyclic more complex link, and the problem is where a risk of infinite loops during a traversal, and the solution is a garbage collection. cyclic detection algorithm. The student question is we can pose a question to them stating what if folders A link to the folder B and vice versa. The commands and the directories we have a list of cell commands and so on. These were the list of reference which we have took over there, and hence I can summarize it by stating directory structure helps you to manage your files efficiently. Thank you one and all.